Hey guys, welcome to the JRB Tree Climbing channel. One of the questions I get frequently has to do with repositioning in the tree after we have ascended. I'm going to go over how I reposition in a tree using my 3-hitch system. Now, as you're aware, the system comes in different lengths. I use a long system, an 80+ foot system, and I climb DSRT. On the other end of my line, well, I can use this as effectively as a tether. I've got a cowboy bowline ready to go. This is effectively like a tether. If you are climbing SRT, well then your other end of your system is going to be anchored to the tree. You can't use it. So I don't carry a tether, but here is a tether. I'll be happy to show you how to build one sometime. It's simply a JRB Ascender, compact and self-tending. This could be a tether or it could be a lineman's belt. This is the multifunction lineman's belt I showed you how to build a couple years ago. And this is the multifunction device, which I showed you can be used also for repositioning. And so today I'm going to be showing you options that don't involve this device. You could use the tether, but I'll be using the other end of my rope. All right, let me get up there. Okay, now I'm not very high off the ground, but this is just a demonstration. Let's say that the crotch that you threw over was way higher than you wanted to hunt. And you wanted to hunt at this height, but your rope is way too far away from the tree. How do I pull myself into the tree? Well, I've showed you with the other options with the multifunction lineman's belt and the MFD, we can tie our rope around the tree and bring it in. That's completely legitimate. But we don't need another device to do so. I can simply grab the other end of my rope. So here's the other end of my rope, right? I can use this to bring me in. So here's what I'm going to do. First I'm going to shorten my bridge. Just so that I'm a little bit more comfortable working. So I'm going to form a bloodgood hitch on the tree. This is the cowboy bowline. See my video for the bloodgood hitch. That does a decent job of bringing me in, but there's still going to be a good foot or so of room here. And sometimes that's too much. And so what we can do instead is simply use this as a tether. I have transferred off of my DSRT rope and I'm now effectively tethered in. And if I like this position, I can drop down and set my platform. Okay, so I'm back on my DSRT system now. Now I'm going to show you a different need, and that is for lateral rotation. Let me go up higher. I mean, you could do it at this height, but let me just go up a little higher as if that crotch was my intended height. Okay, So the angle's not going to be that great for you to see this, but this is roughly how high I like to be, just so I can just reach out and touch the bottom of the crotch that I'm in. But let's say you get up here and you see a really good shooting lane over there, but it's at your 12 o'clock. And you want to be facing, let's just say 90 degrees redirected. Here's the other end of my system. I'm going to form my anchor. And I'm going to position it exactly where I want it. I've got it about 10 inches under the crotch, and I've got it 90 degrees redirected. You stay there, and I'll jump onto it. Now, in terms of attaching the platform, I generally like to do that last. I like to do that after I've repositioned. I just broke these Longhorn Agile hitches. And now I've disconnected from them. I'm going to leave this rope here. I mean, I would gather it up and secure it to the tree. But now I'm in the direction I want, so I get that shot. And now I drop down and put on my platform. So I'll do about a 3-foot rappel. And the cool thing about this is that you can do it in the middle of a hunt. You know, I'm not actually one of those folks who tends to go in blind, definitely not in darkness. But if you are, some of the guys hunting big public and going in, you know, before dark and picking out a tree in the dark, again, I don't recommend it, but that's your prerogative. You might decide you want to reposition in the middle of the day. Go for it. This is my BHT platform attachment method. Blake's hitch tensioner. I get that roughly where I want it and tension it. I don't remove my garter, if you notice that. I always just leave it attached so I can't drop it. And now I'll pop it back onto the single rope. And here I am, 90 degrees redirected. Now, if you decide you want to come back to this tree in the future, you have an option to rig your paracord preset around the crotch such that it captures the trunk. And when you and then climb SRT. So the next time you come into position, you'll drag your rope up and position it exactly where you want it. Okay, so I brought some paracord with me, and we tried to get this on film with paracord, but it didn't work so well. So I put my rope back up. Take a look up there and see what I did. When I came down from the tree, I took my paracord and I put it over the tree crotch, but I put it around the back side of the tree. And this is going to give me some different positioning options when I climb. So I can climb either DSRT, but DSRT is really going to be pulling me into the tree. I'm better off setting a canopy anchor and climbing it. So here's what I'm going to do. Now I could set any canopy anchor I want. I could set the Bloodgood hitch, or I'll just set my favorite, and that's the Maverick. The Super Maverick, I should say. Now when I run this up there, I want to walk away from the tree. And ideally, I'd put my retrieval line on here. But I'm going to show you what happens if we don't have one. Now, as close, as tightly as I could get that on the tree, it's still got some slack. And so I got to be prepared for that. When I execute my climb, I'll get that kind of uncomfortable feeling as I get close to the crotch. As I get close to it, it's going to want to move just a little bit. So this method is, there's a lot more sliding around of stuff. You'd see why I prefer to always have an anchor where I want it. But I want to show you what's possible with this system. Do you see that sag on my canopy anchor? Go up and take a look at that, because as I get close to it, it's going to move a little bit. I got to be ready for that. So ordinarily I would set my platform here. I'm just going to climb a little higher so I can show you how that anchor is going to move as I approach it. See, I rotated a little bit more towards the back of the tree. And now a little bit more. And with our platform set, canopy anchor, we can fine tune it into position. Unlock my Maverick. And let's say I'm climbing DSRT and I didn't bring a retrieval cord. Well, I can double check, but if this rope reaches the ground, and it does, this is the other end, I can use that as my retrieval cord. I'll pull on this and that Maverick will release. And now I'm back where I started, and I can replace this with my Paracord preset. So I didn't really have a script for this. There's quite a few scenarios, but this 3-hitch system allows you to transfer over from one side to the other. And again, I always go in with a priority scheme that says if I can climb this tree DSRT, I climb DSRT. If I have to use SRT, as certain trees require, then I'll use SRT. And if I can't do that, if I can't use a throw ball or the tree has no crotch, then I'll use hitch climbing. In any of those methods, if I want to reposition in the tree and I've got a long enough system and I can use the other end as an anchor, I will do so and effectively tether in. But if you are using a short system, an SRT system, well then you're going to need a tether to do the same thing. And I'll show you how to build a really quick tether on another time. All right, guys, thank you very much.